Are you guys dating?
Umechoma. Umechoma kila mahali.
Nyinyi mnataka stories za watu. Siku gani mtatuambia stories zenyu? 18 nimecheza kiroda. Nimecheza kama mimi. 18 I'm giving birth actually. Niko labor ward.
Haya.
In April nilikuwa labor ward when I was 18.
Maliza tu form 4.
Yeah, so the nurse called my mother and told my mother, your girl is actually 4 months pregnant. I was like, it is over. It's me and this baby in this village. I'll become a teacher and then I will get married here and then I will die here. But God, my aunt came and said, what do you want to do there? I said, I want to do something. I didn't even know it's called electronic media. I didn't know.
Welcome back to Disi Jas.
Yes.
You can see once again. Funny drum rolls. Yes. On set we have Disi Jas and the awesome Rawder Kidula.
Manze guys, leo tuko na celeb.
Really?
Hey, we told you about to make it. Now we are making it.
Really?
We're living our dreams. Just hanging out with celebrities, man. Living the dream life. Hey.
Tumefika watu yangu.
Yes, for those who don't know her, she used to be a what? A presenter on Hope FM. Pale YouTube mnaweza mtafuta Rawder
Kidula Kedaha.
Yes, she has a show called
50 Years of Marriage.
Na kwa single people, because hiyo ndio sisi tuko hapo. Singular people. There's a show called The Waves that she does. Very beautiful advice.
Yes.
Last week or the other week before, I don't know when.
Nilichoma nini?
Watu washe brother black.
Wanafaa kuziosha.
Why do you think they
actually black bras sent me a letter? They were complaining. They sent me to single ladies and told me, hey, we have been crying. We have never seen water. Tumesikia kuna corona, watu wamewekewa detergents na Dettol. Sisi hatujui hiyo ni nini. So hygiene generally. Single ladies need to be clean.
In fact, the first time she made that statement, someone asked that kama brother black was in our shop.
Yeah, someone we know, right?
We are not pointing fingers.
Like someone tells you, please wash your black bra. Kwani zinafaa kuosha?
That's the question.
Someone.
In fact, me and the director, we didn't know that happened. So we are shocked, we are mortified. It's scandalous.
Alichoma.
And then someone told us there's this shorts. There's these shorts men wear. These two shorts that are checked. You know those shorts?
Yes.
Actually, they're very comfortable.
And they're wondering if you are washed.
Have you ever worn one?
No.
They're very comfortable.
You have worn one.
Those shorts for men, they don't wash.
We're just asking whether they get that. We didn't ask much. That's just the question.
Hey.
But black should be washed.
And shorts should be washed.
Yes. And teeth should be brushed.
If they do, please wash. But until that
on
time,
condition that they do.
Yeah, but until that time,
we are good.
We are it like a badge of honor. Yeah, so karibuni sana. Rawder, karibu.
Asante, I'm glad to be here. Pia mimi nimefika. Naonanga tu Disi and Jas. Nini, are you guys dating?
Umechoma. Umechoma kila mahali.
Nyinyi mnataka stories za watu. Siku gani mtatuambia stories zenyu?
Kuja tukuulize kitu kwa Disi Jas. Wewe umekuja kuchoma.
Tuuliza.
Ni kujuana.
Interview hapo.
Bye guys. Subscribe.
See you on that other story. It was awesome. What do you think?
I think you look good together. I also think you have started something great that would be hard for someone to come in between. If I was a lady, I would feel threatened by just to be your girlfriend. If I were a man, I would feel threatened by Disi to be your boyfriend. Kwa hayo machache, what were we saying?
We're looking forward.
We have forgotten all the questions we had for this interview.
But for us, we've been looking forward to having Rawder. You know, like first time we talked about it was like Kitambo. Actually, we were just about to start this. Like Rawder has to come. And then we're just discussing, and then we said, man, she just has to come on set. Because she has a beautiful story that totally we relate with. And when you talk of overcomers,
She's one of those.
Story of
I don't know why I did that.
Plus, she's so wise.
Super wise. Just story bra. Hapo si wisdom. She's so wise. Me, I agree.
Wisdom yako ikitagiwa kwa bra.
Yeah, so welcome. We really wanted to have you on set.
Asante, I'm glad to be here.
We love the energy that you're bringing on set.
Asante.
Sipe nataka kafiva kako. The YouTube anatesta at 20,000 subscribers.
But then I'm at 19. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel,
But they go and subscribe.
tufike 20.
We gladly send our 3 subscribers.
Kujeni.
Na wale 20,000 kujeni.
Wale 20,000 pia wangu.
Yeah. So karibu sana.
Asante.
Yes. So without further ado, so we just get into your story.
Where are we? Which age? Tuanzie wapi?
So tunaanza tu story yako direct TV. There's so many things actually that define her.
Tuanzie pale
Ulikuwa
Maragoli.
18 years.
Maragoli.
Maragoli.
Niko 18.
Umeamua kucheza kiroda.
18 nimecheza kiroda. Nimecheza kama mimi. 18 I'm giving birth actually. Niko labor ward.
Haya.
In April nilikuwa labor ward when I was 18.
Maliza tu form 4.
Maliza tu form 4. Mimi niliambiwa maliza shule kwanza. So I obeyed my parents in the Lord. I think there was no ile conversation si tuko nayo siku hizi na watoi wetu ama I hope you're having with your parents ni ile this is sex, there's a penis, there's a vagina, you know, that's what I tell my daughter, this is called this, you know. But mimi nilikuwa naambiwa usionekane, we don't want to see you with a boy.
But they didn't tell you exactly.
You know, there are times, you know, my friends and a boy would touch you like this and you actually think you're pregnant. Because that's what you've been told. When a boy touches you, you become pregnant. Yeah, so I had very little wisdom, but I wouldn't actually also blame my parents or my guardians because I also made some choices in high school that were they actually prompted my downfall in that way. I really wanted to fit in high school. And you needed a boyfriend, a few boyfriends, you needed letters. You needed letters.
Oh, yeah.
They used to send letters. So receiving one, you are ruku chini kwa. What was it? Food chain. You were like grass. But you want to be like the lion, you know.
Queen of the jungle. And
so on average, the lion is
like 4 or 5. Then you're also banking on these boys for success cards. Yeah. So you have to work behind the scenes to make sure you are shining. So I really wanted to fit in when I was in high school.
Which of course is what every teenager in high school basically like you just want to be that cool person, the person who gets 10 letters.
The one who has now short skirts, the one, you know. And for I who was very tiny, you don't have boobs, thank God, Jasmine. You don't have hips, so you have to look for a way to, and you are very short and tiny, so you have to look for a way to stand out. So if getting a boyfriend was the way to make me shine, so be it. Then now there's this boy also who is one of those boyfriends. You know, now I'm in a relationship. I don't even know what a relationship is, but I found myself in a relationship. So at that time, my mom used to work, my dad used to work. I'm home alone. So there is freedom. You know, your boy can come anytime. You can go visit him and all that. And it didn't start by, you know, now I'm here, we're having sex. At first, you know, there's just that escorting each other. Then there is a hug that makes you just tremble. Then there's a first kiss. And remember this time, me, I'm a Sunday school teacher.
Okay.
In the village. Mimi ndo nafunza. Venye Noah alijenga ark. You know, na watu wakakataa kuingia. So at that time, ni kama una play two sides. Because on Sunday, you are this good girl. And I think I used to do that because of my family name. The Kidulas are the people who started the church. So you have to represent. Your grandmother has insisted you have to go to church. So that was me. But during the week, you are here trying to fit in this boy's life. He was a boy then, I was a girl then. So there's a time he became very sick. I was sick.
The guy, you became sick?
Very sick. No, of course now the kissing started, then the sex came. I felt really bad because of my Christian side. But now this other voice telling me, but you are in love, but he will marry you. Oh, he's your Alejandro. You know, you are feeling guilty because it's sin, but you don't mind doing it again
Conflicts.
because you are so much in love with this guy. So
But also guilty pleasures, eh?
you just like,
Forbidden fruits are kind of sweet.
yeah, not kinda. They are sweet. Not kinda, they are sweet. So Rawder becomes sick. My mother is a teacher, but she's also a doctor. That's what I say, because she has all the medicine in the house. She looks at you and she knows this one, you need Actol. This
Mothers are
one,
very good at doing that.
yes. So she did all that to me. I took all kinds of medicine. Now we are in the village. The village kwanza, your father teaches in this high school and your mother teaches in the opposite primary school. They share a fence. Then the church is just near.
Yeah.
And then your home is not very far.
So your world was there.
And your boyfriend is your pastor's son.
Whoa.
Fire! So Rawder is very, very sick. I'm taken to, actually my mom just told me to go to hospital because it's not far. So the nurse checks everything and they're like, I didn't even know what they're checking because I was really sure. I don't know if you've ever been to a place where you think things will happen to other people.
Not you.
Not me.
And it happens to all of us. At
Eh?
We think we are
I can have sex, we won't get pregnant. The other people, some people die. Other people, not me. Yeah, so the nurse called my mother and told my mother, your girl is actually 4 months pregnant. So
all this while you were taking malaria, headache, actor,
everything.
4 months you've been taking that.
Yes.
Lakini hujapona.
Sijapona. So wameamua now let's go to a real doctor.
Okay.
Yeah, so the girl is pregnant at 17. Then I get home. By the time I'm home, my parents are already home, waiting for me. And they know. Oh, my mother beats me up. My mother beats me. Then our bedroom in the village, it's a double decker. So you are trying to hide up and down. Amekufuata. Hey, my mom, I think she was really disappointed in me because she was like, usicheze na wavulana, nisikuone na wavulana nini. But for me, I was like, as long as my parents don't know, I'm cool. And nothing will happen after all. So my dad is a very quiet man. Up to now, we've never discussed my pregnancy.
Wow. That
was more torturous. Is that a word?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. I know English. English is me and me is English.
I don't like
So, my dad, I would rather he said something for those, how many, 9 minus 4, 5 months that now I knew I'm pregnant and I'm in the same house with him. My mom, I knew she was mad. It took a long time for us now. She's now started feeling sorry for me and started coming to my room to bring me food and now tell me ABCD. My dad said nothing.
How was he treating you?
It's like we are just, when you are in the village, you're the one cooking, you're the one doing everything else. Mnapitana tu.
Not talking.
Not talking. Nilikuwa namsikia anakuja hivu and I hide. I didn't want to meet him. I used to think, kesho ndio nitaitwa. Siitwi. So it was just painful knowing that he's not saying anything. You don't know what he's thinking. So
that's the worst kind of
yes, I'd rather my mom who beats you up, unajua amekasirika, and we move on. So my dad never said anything. The only time I knew I'm forgiven is now after having my daughter, and one day she was crying in the sitting room and I went running and I found my dad carrying her. And I was like, okay, now what do we do? What do we do? Do I go take her or do I leave? Then he walked out with her and walked around the compound. I'm like, okay, I think we are in good terms, Yeah. So yeah, that happened. Yeah, it was bad because your friends, the friends in the village, their parents will tell them not to. Na usikonekane na Rawder. You can't go visit Rawder. Akona tabia mbaya, ni mfano mbaya, so you can't. I didn't have friends at that time.
And now also for them, they're also doing those things.
Yes, chini ya maji and all that. At that time I was thinking, I can't, actually I was, this is 13 years ago. So I was smaller. I was really, really tiny. So the rumors you hear here and there. Today English is me.
English has accepted. The English you speak with is the
So
one
people
you're
are,
speaking with.
people are telling you with your body you can't give birth, you will die and all that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was like, she'll die abort. Even there's a day I was really now serious. And
About
yeah, but now my mom told me 4 months. 4 months.
utakufa.
I think I didn't, hey, English. It's coming, but it's not coming, So, like, the reason why I didn't is not because I honored God. It's because I was afraid.
It's fear.
Yeah, it's fear. Then I was told now it's 4 months, it's already a child, you can do anything and all that. So this little, scared, lonely girl was just at home. Did I ever tell you that I got saved through radio? I got saved through Hope
Uliguza
FM.
radio?
Niliekelea mkono. I think...
Noiro.
No, at Hope FM.
Oh.
Actually, mi nilikuwa mtu wa Easy FM, Kiss, like all these...
Bluesy.
like really nice. And then in the village kupata frequency, it's also a hassle. So my sister used to come and insist we listen to Christian music, and it used to really bother me. So this day she has said there's a new station, it's Hope FM. I'm like, the most boring station ever. I know there's someone is preaching at noon. You're like, Sai uko radio sijui gani, rumba imeshika. Like saa sita. Why are you preaching? So when she left, she was in KU then. So when she left to go back to school, I was left with the radio on. So I was just having a crazy time, lonely and sad. And there are times actually nililala na kisu. I was like, atinitaamka tu nitaweka alarm midnight. Alafu niamke nije stab. Then I die. I didn't even secure that alarm. Yeah, I slept. I slept, and now actually the following morning, my sister was coming from Nairobi, akapata hiyo kisu hapo. So she took it to the kitchen. Anasema, yani nini ulikuwa unakula hapa umesahau kisu. No one even suspected. Then the day I mixed things. My mom doctor had even dawa ya panya, ya nini. So I mixed things and said, I'll wake up at midnight. And then I just drink without thinking. And I used to say, people who fail, who don't succeed in committing suicide, they think a lot. So I'm not going to think. Mi nitaamka nikunywe.
Chapa to flash.
My mom thought it's saliva because now my pregnancy used to spit a lot. And amazing mate zako ukimaliza, usiku unakaa nazo hapa, you make sure I'm like, okay, I'm not dying. So we are doing this. So that I was just having a lonely day. Then I had Pastor John Wesley on air. That time I don't even know who they are. Saying maybe you are now... Actually, someone sent a message to Hope, and it was my message. Like someone saying they're desperate, they're pregnant, they want to abort, they want to die. I'm like, I want to listen to the answer. So the pastor was saying the way you have to give your life to Jesus, nini. Then I'm like, Rawder, it's now or never. You either get saved, if you die giving birth, you go to heaven, or you die and go to hell, because I knew I'm going to die giving birth. So I gave my life to Jesus. Then now that became my station, my discipleship, because I didn't have friends. In the village, there are no youth groups. Ivo. So on 18th April, the year 2007 in April, I was taken to hospital actually 3 days before, because my parents were scared. What if the water breaks and she's at home? What will we do? And the hospital is far. So I went camping there, and the nurse looks at me. Actually, you couldn't know I'm pregnant. It wasn't showing at all, as little as I was. So I've been given that gown, hospital gown, and it just looks like a kid who is lost. What are you doing in this wing? What are you doing in this wing? So my parents dropped me there and left. That's why I tell young girls, your parents do not owe you flowers when you get pregnant out of wedlock. They don't owe you a baby shower. They don't owe you company. They don't. It's a mistake you made, or a choice you made, so you have to face it. So I was left there, and then I saw women, big women, crying, naked crying. And I was like, Mimi, sembuse Mimi.
Small girl.
Sembuse, it was cruel. I think of all my experiences in life, I think that was the most painful and scary for me. And then you hear someone died while giving birth, and then you are alone I was totally alone. My parents left me there and told the nurse when the baby comes, they give them a call. So I was alone. I don't know what to do. I have no information, no internet, no magazine, no nothing. So my time came. Actually, I was induced. The doctor left and told the interns, huyu ni wa kesho asubuhi. It was around 2-3 p.m. Huyu ni wa kesho asubuhi, tutahandle. So all that time I'm just on the bed rolling and feeling really uncomfortable. All of them are just telling me, it's normal, it's normal. So one nurse said, I think this girl, something is wrong, let me check. So as she comes to check, the water breaks. And hey, yeah, they tell me the pushing thing, I do the pushing thing. And I had no idea what giving birth is about. I think I experienced it right then. So after the baby has come, because they were interns, so they were really messing with me. Because one of them actually said, it's a boy. No, it's a girl. I'm like, you.
Stop arguing.
Stop arguing. Check, it's my baby. You know, as when you get pregnant at that stage, you know, nowadays things have changed. People announce they're pregnant outside wedlock and we do a baby shower. You know, we congratulate them on Facebook. In my time, there was no congratulations. It was like, you have done the worst thing that can ever be done. So that time, one of them then said, well, umemrarua. I'm like, umerarua nini? Because me, I didn't even know kuna kuraruliwa. Then there was tunamshona. Then someone shoned me the wrong way. They had to unstitch.
No, that you're scaring me.
I know. You should be so scared that you should just go there with a man holding your hand telling you we are together in this. Okay. When you're alone.
I will behave.
I think nowadays people have the information and maybe the technology is better. I remember I was also in the village and all that. And there's a way you're treated when they know you are a teen who made a mistake, you know. There's just a way they treat you like they don't care in a way. So that was me kushona and it was just painful. It was painful. That one was painful. Then now it's me and the baby. And remember now, you know, I don't have breasts. Okay, so I have something. Now there's no milk. And I was not even told that when the baby sucks at first, it's painful.
It is.
Okay. I think it was for me. I didn't have anything to offer then. So at that, it was so painful. So my experience in the hostel, my parents came for me after a day. Yeah, I gave birth on 18th, 19th, they came on 20th. So we went home. They just drove me well, went home. But one thing they did, they didn't take the responsibility. They wanted me to learn the consequences of my choices. So it was, mtoto anataka kuoshwa, hivi ndio anaoshwa, so hivyo ndio utakuwa unafanya. Mtoto anataka chakuji, ndio it, at least they actually really came through for me in terms of buying the stuff and the clothes and all that. Mtoto anataka nini, hivi ndio inafanywa. At the same time, kuna responsibilities at home and all that. So
and you have to do everything now.
Yes.
For yourself.
For myself and for the baby, you know. And I'm also... also, you know, you've completed high school. I got a B-. Yes, I got a B-. I always confuse. Yeah, B-. So at that point, you also want to go to school, to college, to university.
Here is a baby.
Here is a baby.
And now you're a mother.
Yes, you are now a mother. And the father, it didn't work, so he's not in the picture, like, you know, the way now.
Plus at that age, it can't work.
It can't work.
Yeah.
Because even your parents look at the boy and they're like, you have done, you know, this is our daughter's future. So it was just chaotic at home. So a miracle happened. You know, now you are now saved. You are making prayers and laughing like Sarah, saying, Nairobi was a miracle. You know the way people think of New York and say, me, I'll never get there. They laugh. Me, I used to say, nitaenda Nairobi siku moja. Ati niishi Nairobi. Then I laugh and say, haiwezekani. Mimi Nairobi. Haiwezekani. So I'm actually in the course of just taking care of my baby and all that, and now learning how to read the word. Ilenye, you're not really also serious. You are also just trying to be safe. You're actually, in a way, trying to bribe God. Like, if I do this, God, will you do this? Oh, God, if you do this, I will also do
But
this.
I feel like we do that every day, man.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I'm fasting. so that God does this. If he doesn't do that, then I will go back to the world. So it wasn't really, I wouldn't say I'm a strong Christian, but God still answers even the prayers of those who are testing him. And he
I
does.
think just these are foolishness and our naivety.
Anaona aka sasa kanafikiria wacha tu nikape. So my aunt came in the village and offered to sponsor me to go to school. Akaniuliza kwanza, what do you want to study? I was like, my dad wants me to be a teacher, a dentist. He had plans for me. He had plans for me as well, according to now what is available and what he can afford. So I told my aunt, when I watch people read news, when I listen to the radio, I've been listening to Hope FM. In fact, when I was listening to Hope FM, I used to listen to every program and pray and wish I was the one who was doing. Then I would laugh and say, I don't even know what a radio station looks
And
like.
God answers prayers. This
Imagine.
you're praying for.
I used to listen to someone read sports news and I used to say, I can also do that. Listen to someone doing the morning show, I'm like, I can also do that.
So for you, working at Hope was a dream come true.
Actually, not just a dream. I actually did all those shows. I was a swing presenter. So when someone is on leave, I read news. I did the sports show as an intern. I did the morning show, the night show, Swahili show, like all the shows. I used to listen and say, hey, mi hata mimi naweza fanya hapo nacheka nasema hey Rawder, who don't have such big dreams. So my aunt took me to Daystar. That was a miracle because I was like, it is over. It's me and this baby in this village. I'll become a teacher and then I will get married here and then I will die here. But God, my aunt came and said, what do you want to do there? I said, I want to do something. I didn't even know it's called electronic media. I didn't know. Said, I just want to do things with radio and TV. Then she told me, Daystar is actually, what is it called? Recruiting or admitting students. I'm like, I've never even heard of Daystar. I don't even know. Huko ni wapi. And she just took me. It was like a Wednesday. By Sunday, I was being admitted in Daystar Athi River, like a miracle. So I went to Athi River for 4 years and I was going to class and milk is now coming out. Oh!
Where's Sha that
I have now left Sha with my parents. Okay. Actually, my parents took care of that girl. Like for 6 years, she was my parents' child. And even taking her now, it was also a hassle. We wrestled with my parents. Walimkwamilia. So mtoto wetu, she's our company. She's the one that we have at home. So yeah, so they took care of her for 4 years. Struggled through school. As at that age, you're still hoping some relationships would work. You're still trying to find out. Then when they don't work, I think for a long time, I hated men. I was like, men can do A, B, C, D. I don't want.
So people men are trash.
Dogs. And all dogs can be trained. Now you have to balance. Actually, if a man now was trying to katia me in school, in campus, number one, I used to say I have a child, and everyone says I'm using that as a way to send them away. I'm like, it's actually true, I have a child. No one used to believe until one day I gave it as a testimony in CU. Guys were like, you are serious? You actually have a baby, So I used to think all of them are the same. They think the same, and I will never date. It's me and my baby. My pastor, our Reverend Chaplain, used to pray. So he calls me to his office and then starts praying, and we pray for our future husband. I said, no, stop. I'm not getting married. Pray for my education. I used to stop his prayers, So then I realized sometimes, for me, what worked for me is just seeking God. Even with the bitterness, with the resentment, with the hurt and the pain, you don't stop seeking God. Because the closer you get to God, the more these things are shed off. But my entire campus, I didn't date at all. I didn't date. I think now my focus was on my child. Nilikuwa nataka.
And I was now navigating campus as a young mother, and that identity of a mother. How are you able to now reconcile? I'm a mother, I'm a student. I'm supposed to behave like at that age,
yes.
People just love life.
Oh, people actually weekends people go to Nairobi. They used to say they're going home. but you don't know where they are going because they will come back on Sunday evening. They leave on Friday and come back on Sunday. So for me, if I leave, I'm either going to my aunt's place or if we have a long holiday, I'm either trying to figure out I'm going home. You know, the way you would go to campus and you're given refreshments in a fellowship or a meeting, I would collect the sweets for my child.
Wow.
Imagine they will give me sweets and I just collect. So when I go home, you know that you don't have a job.
Yeah.
So you're looking for ways. So I would collect snacks. Then when I go to the village, I take to my baby.
So beautiful.
When people are partying, like your mindset is so different. You're thinking you have a child. It just reorganizes your life kabisa. You can't think like a normal 20-year-old, 21-year-old, like you just become someone different. And I just thank God that I actually started knowing God. Because if I
Because that
didn't,
gave you something.
yes, because now I was so active in CU. Then I started now going for now they have a Shine FM, Daystar Students Radio, started applying there to be busy. I think being busy really helped me out in campus. I was busy. See you ndio huyo mimi, sijui radio ndio huyo, like I was everywhere. So I navigated well because of that. And also the fear of men. So you wouldn't find me even in crowds that were wrong. You know, even in Daystar there were wrong crowds. You know, it's still on us. Time yetu tulikuwa tumekoka, sasa mimi sijui. Yeah, so at that point, I think I navigated just by being busy, and the focus changes completely. Like you study knowing, I'm actually studying to perform well, get a job. Then I had one goal, to live with my child. I don't know why. I was so proud. Like I used to tell people, I'm mama.
Really?
Yeah.
Because like we shared that story with you earlier. There's a story of that lady who just hated the child.
Yeah.
Completely. I think she was bold enough
To post, yeah.
I think probably most of you have heard the story.
Yeah.
If you go to her page. And it brought a lot of people. She had like, by the time I was reading, she had like 7,000 comments or something of the sort. 7,000 reactions on the whole post about how she just hated. I think because she got the child when she was very young. But for you were saying you were so proud of
Yes,
it.
and it's very easy for you to hate. Because
Why?
Number one, most of the time when someone gets pregnant at 17, the boys run away. So the hate you have for the man, you transfer to the child. Number two, they have disorganized your life.
Yeah.
Your friends are doing ABCD and you're there breastfeeding, you know. So you feel
And the
like
big goals you had.
yeah,
Not
the
there.
big goals, and hey, you think you can't, everyone is going to Dubai. You can't go to Dubai because you have a child, you know. You know, then your parents are also telling you, remember you have a responsibility. So it's like, it's very easy to hate. That's why I keep saying, I thank God I was now serious in my salvation. Because now for me, it worked for me in the sense of if I tell a man I have a child, they run. If I insist I have a child at home, most of them, not all of them, others were not believing and others were, it was a turn off for them.
Is there a man who like stays?
It's actually
Like,
is a
Yeah.
for most people.
There's a guy, I don't know if he's watching this, there's a guy in campus who, from the first year, he catered me until the last year.
Hey.
Persistence, brother,
the-
we need your...
The problem was me, actually.
Okay.
Actually, my girlfriends were telling me, give this guy a chance. I'm like, I don't want to waste him.
4 years,
4 years.
365 days. Every day.
Yes.
Pursuing you.
But I think he was serious. I'm married now. Hey, I used to feel, mimi sijuangi kudanganya mtu. You know, even there's someone who's telling me, atikuwa tu girlfriend yake for one semester. Uone ka itawaka. I'm like, me mwenyewe, I am not at that point. So I don't want to waste him.
Okay.
Yeah, so, yeah, there are guys who came and all that, but now I wasn't ready at all. I became ready immediately after graduation. But now the devil is a liar. After graduation, now it hit me that now I'm a single mother. And people used to say the best time to date is in campus where we have all these men.
Yeah.
Now you are in the workplace, the marketplace, and people don't like single mothers.
Yes. And there's actually, someone said, is that stigma against
Yes, there is. There is.
Stigma, actually.
Yes.
Someone said it's like we stigmatize the parent who stayed.
Yes, we stigma. Yes, it's actually true. The parent who stayed gets so much because everyone looks at you. You know, there are many people who are single mothers for different reasons.
Yeah.
Others are widows. Others were raped. Others, the boyfriends died. You know, so everyone who thinks of a single mother, they're just thinking this one was sleeping around.
Yeah.
No one thinks there are other reasons, so people really suffer. So at that point, I started getting some kind of depression. Like, I don't have a job. Now I'm hearing getting a husband. Yeah, it can
And
be
at
really
that point,
hectic.
you actually believe that, cause
Yes, you do believe it. You go to even the church meetings you go to, because now I used to go to church, in Deliverance Church. And sometimes you go to church and my daughter was still at home. But there's just a way these young and free guys are. But in your mind, you still think I'm a single mother. Yeah.
But also, let's talk about that. We don't know about talking about it. Because anyway, we love church. But also church is where like there is stigma, to be honest.
Yes.
Especially against such things. At irresponsible, sexual sin.
Yes. And
Church,
then mna isolatiwa nyinyi single mothers mko pale ni kama nyinyi ni
Kwanza mna fellowship
wenye dhambi. Hiyo fellowship ilistatiwa kwa sababu wameshawekwa kando kama wenye dhambi.
Si ndio?
So lazima kuwe na fellowship ya ku-encourage sasa wa single mothers, like it's not over and all that. Alafu wanasahau these single mothers did not have sex with themselves.
Yeah. Exactly.
There are men who are involved and no one is looking for them. And in fact, ukionekana unaitisha kitu ka child support, unaitwa gold digger. So it's complicated. It's so much complicated.
But you were lucky not to have your parents.
Yes, I was so lucky. Because they really took good care of my daughter all that time. In fact, they didn't allow me to take her until I got a stable job.
Wow.
And they were telling me, where are you working? Umepata kazi, unaishi wapi, unamchukua, unampeleka shule wapi? So it was actually a hassle. So it also gave me more psych to look for a job because I really wanted to live with her. Yeah, so there's a time now, nimeenda church. No, now, this story, let me just share it. Now, so you are in church, you are a Christian.
I like when people come here, they share stories for the first time.
Tea. We have tea.
No, for me, I always look at the other person when they watch, but I'm not anikang. It's my side of the story. So I'm like, now, when you are looking for a job, where do you spend most of the time? In the cyber. So there was this really, really good looking man in the cyber. And he's also looking for a job. So we started
looking together.
We are looking together. And
we found purpose together.
we became...
We're just reading now.
Yes, now our problems brought us together. Yeah. And I knew it. He wasn't serious with God. Like Mimi Sayo, Deliverance Church is Tara. We go for fasting the weekend. In what mountain? No phone, no nothing. We are praying as women. So me, I was Tara. I was that woman. But now I am very sure God does not will for me to be. Even because there's a way when a guy has that kacham, as a woman, we ushajiweka, ushajiona ka waifu unapika akisoma gazeti. Like in your mind, you're just like, oh.
You've already named
You've named the children. So I think the guy also knew, msichana ni kama amekuja. So at that point, I was like, God, save this one for me. Like the looks, tick. Yes. But here two stories sasa hapo ya salvation and some of the values, there's a way you can really be in love and then you're feeling desperate in a way because you're thinking, now I'm a mother, I will not find my ideal man. There's no way I'll find a good man with a 6-year-old girl,
Oh yeah, so you have to take whatever
comes.
I mean, we can discuss about that. We're going to discuss it later. You said you wanted to do a segment with us where she talks to single people. But talk about that fact. That fact where sometimes single ladies are so desperate that they will...
Even men.
Mothers, single mothers, basically, they'll settle for anything.
Yeah.
They would just...
Like you are like, if I let this one go, I will never find another one.
Find that at least, at least someone is actually
interested in me.
Good looks.
Nilikuwa kwanza nachukua picha zake nikitumia mabeshte wangu wakiniambia Roda utawezana. Not that dog utawezana ni ajuzi, but they were telling me like Roda, no. Like this one is way above your league. Sorry for another day. So for me, I was like, the way you can, when you are dating or getting to know someone, you ask some questions intentionally to know how they think. So number one thing that stood out, they were not ready to date a single mother. They were like, kama mtoto wako huko ushago ni sawa. Like there's no hope of leta mtoto ama nataka kumuona but me I was like if I don't hold on to this one. Yeah, so the relationship actually didn't work. Niliachwa kuachwa. Like ile I cried.
You cried?
I cried. Me, like heartbreaks for me, they were a thing. Heartbreaks. Like I am the real siogi silali sikuli. Me, I'm that girl.
If siogi sikuli was a person.
That would be me.
Unakulanga ugali kabisa.
Sahi nakula. Sahi tuliambiwa Waluya, no matter what you're going through, make sure you eat first. Yeah, so it was really bad because I knew very well. And I always say, if you are born again and you have a relationship with God, the Holy Spirit always tells you, no. But because we are in love, we are desperate, we are like, hey, God, deep plan yako, ni kama ita work. Me, I'm looking for other plans. So I cried and cried, but looking back, I am so grateful because I was ready to compromise so many things. You know, there are single mothers who are ready to leave their children anywhere and for the sake of being in a relationship, you know. So for me, I thank God that he left me.
The Holy Spirit was able to guide you.
Yes, but I didn't listen.
Oh.
The guy.
The guy who left me. Niliachwa.
So when the Holy Spirit realized the Holy Spirit moved him out.
Mungu alicheza tu kama yeye. Yes.
But
so
what about those who were not saved?
Yeah.
What do you think for you should they do in such a situation? But I think you've already given us an answer in terms of
values. Like if you know your values, yes, just have some values and stand by them. Yeah. So when someone comes, don't compromise your values, whatever they are. Yes, zile zenye umesema hizi, these ones I can't compromise.
Some of them maybe that you may say.
Like for me now, it's like my faith. Yeah. Like living my faith to like my child.
And also leaving your child for you.
Yes, was a no-no. Yeah. Then what else for me? I think, you know, when you say salvation and faith, now there are so many things apo, you know, that lie apo. But have some values.
Does it?
Oh, physical. Like everyone has their taste. Yes. There is someone for everyone. There are those who are into short. There are those who are into plump. There are those who are into skinny. Don't feel like there's no one for you. There's someone for you.
Someone said there's a need for every pot.
Yes. There's a need.
No, there's someone for you. No,
thank you, Rawder, for that message.
Yeah, so have those values, the things you can't compromise, and that. And your part, your desperation, Pia. You know, don't get desperate. I think that one would have taken me in the wrong path. Don't be too desperate to allow anyone and anything to take over your life.
And I think desperation doesn't only come with someone being a single mother or a single parent. It also comes with age.
Yeah. Kwanza age.
Point where they feel like, now I'm over, mostly it's 30. I'm over 30. I'm going to 35. I don't have a man. I have tried everything.
Yes.
The man I want, I can't get.
Yes.
Rusha neno.
And kwenye walinikatia nilisema no, now they're happily married. Actually nowadays the single mother in some areas has also been elevated so high. There are people who will do anything to just have a child. No man, no responsibility. I just want to be a single mother like you because on social media, we don't post the other side. We go for photo shoots and post with our children. Yeah. We show how good we are, matching clothes. So maybe a girl somewhere is just looking at that and saying, me, I just want to be like Rawder. Hajui, when the child comes or goes to school and they're told, write a composition about your dad. How? Yes, how painful that is. They don't know when she's sick at night or when you have to balance between work and a child and you're alone, responsibility. We don't post that.
So we only see the glamour.
Yes, the good side.
The good side. Speaking of which, have you got to a point where you're able to talk to Sha about this? Like, especially when, before you got married.
Yes, and she's married.
Before you got married, were you able to talk to her about that whole process, about her dad? Did she ask questions?
No, I think there are times when she didn't ask, but I volunteered. I think now God led me into children's ministry. So I learned so much about talking to your child, about menstruation, about, when you're a single mother, when to say, how to say it. So I had those conversations. I think I overshare. I overtalk. I was told, don't get tired of talking. You talk. So for me, I actually did. But it's not easy. Especially, Sha, my daughter is, and she's an extrovert. She's an introvert, right? She wouldn't ask some questions unless you just come and start a conversation. But I know there are women that are really stressed because of that. The child wants to know. Actually, for me personally, I personally, it's very wrong, right? So I believe the child has a right to know, unless it is something to do that would cause more pain, like rape, like, if don't say your father died and maybe he's alive, just say things didn't work out and it's not your fault.
So I was reading on Biko this. In fact, the story is just last week's story. Okay, no, which week that is. The story is called Busted. It's about a guy who was looking for the father, and the mother told him the first time that the father was hit by a car, the time he fell in a river, the other time that he was on a ferry in Mombasa.
You see?
So, yeah.
And it's all because we are bitter towards the relationships that failed. Now we don't want the children to know the truth. So for me, I believe the child has a right to know. When they are 3, there's something you can share. When they are 4, they are 5, they are 6, they are now 13, they know everything. You break it down pole pole kidogo kidogo for them to know. Yeah. Don't tell them he is somewhere, he's coming back and he's dead. Tell them, you find a way of saying he's in heaven, we will meet him there, he's not coming. But there are people who hide that information, and it comes back to depress the children later on in life. Or when they find out the truth, they now become mad at their parents. Yeah, but it's the process, you're balancing, you're looking for a job, you want your child, and all that is not easy. So people should not think being a single mother is, no. There are good sides of it, but if I were to choose now that I'm married, I would rather have a husband and a child than be alone.
Okay.
Then you are lonely. And the number, for me, I take it positively that people would not date you because you're a single mother. I say God has eliminated them for you.
Yeah.
If someone doesn't accept your child, God is telling you no. Achana nae. So elimination is very easy. You just sieve them out,
Because eventually, the right person comes along.
Yes, eventually they come.
If you wait,
yes,
don't compromise.
Yes, they actually come.
The right person will come.
And
for you, the right one came.
Mine came in a very weird way. Mine came, and at that time, I was like, for me, I had a rule. If you want to take me out, we come as a package.
Wow.
I never told any man that I'm taking my daughter to where so that we go to for coffee. I'm coming with my daughter. Yes or no? So sometimes you appear to be rude and all that, but it's good for a man to know. For me, it was so important for someone to know from the onset. And on social media, she was everywhere. So I wanted everyone. Before you come to me, you already know there's a child. Yeah. So in 2009, when I was a first year in Daystar, I went to Eldoret for 3 months for some internship in Ruben Kigame's Fish FM. It used to be there. It no longer exists, but they have Fish TV now on YouTube. But at that time, now I met this man. They were a group of men. They used to think I'm a spy. The way the boss brings an intern without an interview. Kameletwa too. So everyone used to fear me like I'm a spy and all that. But now there's this one man who was used to irritate me. 2 things. He had a jungle green shirt. He used to put it on like 3 times a week. And I used to just feel irritated. I'm like, this man, aizi vango ingine. Then we used to eat together, lunch. Then he used to chew like, I used to tell them, there, when people are done eating, nieke chakula yangu kando, I can't stand eating with this man in the same place. So, nikamaliza internship yangu, mimi nikatoka LD, and we never talked kabisa. So, in 2013, nimepata job Hope FM. Another miracle. I was just called, like watu walikuwa wamefanya interview, wamesiviwa, wengine wamefanya, so imebaki ya mwisho na mimi nimekuwa kwa wa mwisho because someone pulled out and I had not gone through the previous interviews. Like a big miracle.
Wow, so you skipped all those.
Yes. So nika skip and then I got the job. So I get in this job and I'm like, oh, this guy is here. Oh, he's also here now as a technician.
The jungle green guy.
The jungle green, but now he's looking better. Like kama analipwa poa kidogo, sasa amevaa na kabanka.
Anachiu vizuri.
Like I'm improved. I'm improved,
Of course,
but still not thinking. In fact, in this period when I was getting this job, ndo nilikuwa I'm undergoing the heartbreak ya ule jamaa wetu. Leandro. So at that point, I was still not even into that. So mimi nafanya kazi zangu, and I loved technical work. So I wanted to know hii cable inaenda wapi. Like I would want to know what's working behind the scenes, the softwares, and he was the one in charge. So we spent a lot of time together learning how machines work and all that. So everyone is telling us, oh, you look good together. As me, I'm like, number one, Kitambis used to turn me off. And I'm looking at him, kuna venye.
Kitambi atawezana.
Sitawezana. So me, you know the way everyone has their image in mind. So me, at that point when people say that, there's a way I used to feel offended. Like nini mbaya na nyie, watu hawezi tufanya kazi. You know, we walk with him, we all that. So there's a time in the station too, there were chaos. There were some very not so good cases involving people. So there were so many investigations being done. Nani anakaa na nani, like how will I put this?
Who is dating who?
Who is dating who? Those two rumors, and it was
a Christian religion.
Yeah, and you're not allowed even the ethics of the place. So there were some cases and all that. So since we are friends. You know, I went and told the bishop, even I am not even interested. If you knew the type of man I'm praying for.
The last person
if you knew the man I am praying for in my mind. And that time, I have actually many other people who are, because of working together, we have become friends. We're not dating, but we are friends. What you guys are trying to tell us here. So,
what are we saying?
No, we are just, you told me you guys are friends. We are also very friends, working together, knowing how machines work. So, me and him, so we were, if you
how channels work and shows work.
How things work. So
you're saying there's hope?
There's a lot of hope, TV. So me, Sayo, I'm defending myself like there's nothing going on. These are just rumors. You know, the way people see you walk together, I don't even know where he lives. I'm not interested at all. So in that mix, the voices now got in our heads. So the man is also looking at me like, people think I am... Oh, this is what people think, me and Rawder. Si mbaya.
Okay.
So me, I decided, no. So the first time he was telling me, watu wataka wanafikiria hivyo, tutadate tu ndio. Tutadate nani? Not me, I am not. So nikakata. I played like the hardest to get. Because I was like, no. So there's a time after, he used to bring me chocolate. Aneka kwa deski yangu, flowers, nini.
Man, that one.
I tell you, he really tried. Even
tutakula ama bado na play hard.
Chocolate nakula.
Mama leo unakula tu.
Leo ukatai chocolate. Unakula, but you still insist, say it's no. And something really, really funny happened. You know, I used to go with my daughter to work. So there's a time my daughter is playing outside as I am on air. Then she comes with a lollipop. Then I'm like, nimekupa lollipop. Nimekwambia usiichukua lollipop from people. So she says, Uncle amenipea. Uncle nani? Ati nimekutana naye huko church akanipea. So I'm like, usiwahi chukua mtu mwenye sijakwambia. You come and ask me first. So that passed. Now on Monday, now Jackson is telling people, alikuwa nafikiria ni anambia another colleague, what were you doing here on Saturday? I met your daughter and I gave her a sweet. So I am like, that is my daughter they're talking about. Now that is how the two of them met without even my intervention. So when I used to come to work, now she used to ask, Uncle Jack atakuwa? Because now there's a lollipop and there's nothing happening. They just fell in love on their own and I was just here playing hard to get on my own. On my own. Now, see, amesema, I want us to do something. I'm like, it's not right in this station. I've already sworn. I've told the bishop I'm not even interested in you. And they will say all the rumors were right and all that. Then he told me, you know what? I'm going to resign because we can't date. I'm like, even if you resign, don't think that now I'll be your girlfriend because you have resigned. like resign tu ubahatishe but si ati unipe pressure ati unipe pressure cause women resign. So he resigned, then he continued, so now it became very serious.
Resigned?
Yes.
Oh.
He actually resigned. It became serious. Nakwambia story. So watu
hawana game.
so at that time akakuwa serious. So ikafika place nikamwambia, by the way, now I feel you're bothering me. Because nimekwambia no, I feel you're not respecting my stand. So I think that day he just got depressed and left me alone. So I wake up in the morning, naangalia simu hakuna scripture of the day. Sijui good morning, how have you slept? Nothing. Lunchtime hakuna. Jioni narudi home, hakuna hata how was your day? Nini day 2. Day 2 nikajiambia, Rawder, I think you are just denying something. Something was, come call tu, nikamwambia yes. Mbia yes what? Ambia hiyo swali umekuwa ukiniuliza. Ambia what has changed? Ambia can we meet? Then we met now and talked and now it became official. Wow. And right now if you ask me, the best part of his body is his kitambi.
Yeah.
Like that is my I don't know what happened. Oh. Like I don't know, like kama amekaa hivi now me resting there. Okay. I don't know what I would have done. In fact, there's a time Ali cut on weight. I was so uncomfortable. I was like, I don't feel you. Unajua mimi I'm small, so nataka nishikwe like I want to feel kukumbatiwa. So there's a way, I think I've come to learn, there's a way when you just trust God for his will, he transforms you. You start liking what he has given you. You just fall in love with what God brings your way. Me sijui really happened, by the way. I can't say it. Yeah. But there is hope. There is hope. There is no one who is too desperate or too torn or too worn out to have a good spouse. Wow. Male and female both. Usiseme ati mimi nimepitia mob, you know nini. God has someone for you. Me, that is for everyone. There's something for everyone.
You see, for you, like your child actually defined a big period of your life. Right?
Yes.
Like, early adulthood for you was just about your child. When you say now they formed a very good bond, that they are, you feel like sometimes you're jealous.
Yes. My husband.
The men were saying,
yes. Yes.
Yet this one comes and loves you.
See God. Yes.
It's their own.
See God. Like sometimes I feel so jealous. When we are the three of us, it's always the two against me. Like sometimes I even, as a woman, sometimes you are even genuinely mad. You are like, you've left me here cooking. You have told me what you want to eat. Then you step out and go to a mall. You eat and even bring me food. And you left me here. Like they have just bonded, and yes, I'm jealous, but I am so happy.
No, they're
the good kind. He is now the man who is so more of, you need to be. That's actually one of the reasons I resigned. My husband was telling me, you leave at 3 a.m. You go to work. Your daughter doesn't even see you when she wakes up. She goes to school. By the time she comes, she's doing her homework. You are tired. You have to sleep early so that you wake up early. When do you spend time together? I think this work is coming between you and your daughter.
Wow.
Where are you working? What do you need? I'm working for ABCD. I can be able to. We can now be able to provide that together.
Wow.
Now, leave that job. You want ministry? Start something on YouTube and do what you love. I will support you. All this was for this girl.
Now he's the most.
Yes, he's now more concerned about her. Like I discovered I'm also the strict parent. I'm like, umeacha viatu hapa kwa nini? Achana na mtoto. Nini hizo viatu zinakusumbua aje? It's genuine, like then Sha does.
No wonder they are together. What do you expect?
They go out together. So I think it's in 1 Samuel 3:20. God says, them that honor me, I will honor. I think that your verse nimeiandika. Like when you decide to honor God with every choice, with saying no and all that, when people are going this way, unasema me, I'll honor God. He will honor you. God gave me more than I prayed for, because I didn't pray for that. Now even I told you, even took me even to New York. Yeah. Okay. If I was dreaming of going to Nairobi, in the village.
No, you're going to New York.
So it's been an amazing journey. But I see now that I have a ministry, many single women now talk to me.
Yeah.
Like every day I have to talk to someone on Facebook, on WhatsApp. I talk to someone who is single, and most of them, the choice they made that has brought the tears they're having right now is the shortcuts.
The compromises that you made.
Yes.
One
Someone
day,
says he drinks a lot, but I just think,
But
I can change.
someone told me he's committed. I'm pregnant. We have a baby. He says we move in, and he's very committed. I'm like, no, if he's committed, let him marry you first. Because now there are those who are now crying because we did come, we stay.
you just took it
Yes.
to the house.
Yeah, because I was in love. And then now it's 9 years. He wants to marry someone else now officially.
Goodness.
Yeah, there are so many people.
And he actually can because he's not married.
He's not married to you. He doesn't owe you any explanation
Only connection you
whatsoever.
have is a child.
Yes. And actually a child is also not a reason for you to get married to someone. You know, sometimes you feel like, because I have a baby with you, you are my man. This has to work out, whatever the case. No, it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to. You know, God says he hates divorce. He doesn't say he hates relationships breaking. If it's for his glory, if it's for his glory, let them break, you know. And they say better a broken relationship than a broken marriage. So don't force it. Don't
But
force
repeat
it.
that. Repeat that. Better
A broken relationship.
Even engagement.
Even an engagement. You are single until you're married. That one we were told.
So a day before
The wedding, you are still single. Your people know you. His people know you. You are still single. He has bought land in your name. You are single.
You live together.
You are single.
No.
We have a child. You are single. My wedding is tomorrow in a few hours. You are
you
single.
got the engagement ring,
You are single.
very single.
Very single. Very single.
Matching kitenge.
You are single. You are single.
Red bottom.
Where's Pastor June? We come and do. You are single until you are married.
Even when you match the shoes.
Yes.
Red bottom.
Your red dress.
You are single. When someone says he's been abroad for 10 years, he says he'll come and marry me. You're stupidly single. No, it is actually a whole article called "You're Single Until You're Married." Yeah, I saw it on Facebook. So, yeah, you're single until you're married. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that is part of the story of my life, but there is hope. Like with God says, even for a tree that has been cut, there is hope. So no one should ever give up on a relationship. Even if you've been heartbroken 10 times, for me, I count them as warnings and God rescuing you from something.
Yeah, that's so true. Someone was saying even like the whole Jonah experience.
Yeah.
The fish and all those things and the waves and the storms were like a warning experience to Jonah.
Yes.
And maybe the warnings won't come the way you want them, but if you listen
Yes.
and ultimately change courses.
And it's painful. It's not easy. It's painful. Even being a single mother, being a parent when you're young and alone, it's painful. But later on in life, you use the pain and the lessons you've learned to be a better person. I always tell my mom, if I didn't get pregnant at 17,
You will not be.
I don't know what I would be in campus.
Wow. You'd have something else.
In campus now, with all the knowledge I have from high school, I don't know what I would be. So sometimes, you know, they say Jesus died for my past sins, my present sins, and my future sins. So,
Let us drink to that.
not that you sin knowingly.
I'm not saying I will. It's a very good message.
Why exactly are you celebrating? What are you planning?
Why are you celebrating?
I'm telling you the death of Jesus on the cross.
Yes, it was even for, he knows the sins you'll commit tomorrow and he already paid the price for them. So sometimes you condemn yourself because you've aborted. You condemn yourself because you've been having sex, fornicating, adultery, what. When God gives you a new life, when you say the old has gone and the new has come, all that is, he doesn't call you what you are. He called you he calls you who you are according to his word.
That's something I wanted to ask you as well. Okay, you've been there, you've messed up.
Yes.
You've gotten into all those things. I mean, so many other mistakes that young people make.
Yeah.
Be it drugs, relationships or marriages.
Yes.
Sex, another
Clubbing.
thing yeah, whatever. But sometimes you feel, I may have just made too many mistakes. I don't think my life will never be the same. Like, I will never be good.
Yeah.
For you, you were saying, it's possible to sort of like almost write your story.
Yes.
Because now the Rawder that was 18, 19, if someone was, or people I'm sure people have met you today, and they know a very different person.
Even my own parents, you know, there's just a way they look at you and they're like, hey, you are not the same. Like, we didn't think you will turn out this way. I was not the brightest in my home. I wasn't the brightest. I was not the most disciplined, as it's evidently, you know. But you know,
had the evidence.
yes. But now God just has a way of turning your story. If you allow him to take the lead, he just turns the story and you become a new creation, as he says. So there is hope. Not that you sin. The problem of saying, I will sin, see, God will forgive me. You don't know. You know, we don't know whether we'll be alive tomorrow. Hiyo ndio watu naambiwa. So mtu huwa anasema, me, I'll just sleep with her, then I will confess. You don't know if there's time to confess. You don't know if you will die just before you confess, or mtakwamana mkufe. Whether watu kwamana kwa nini? Okay, so there's no.
Yeah, just pretend.
You didn't hear that.
Again.
So don't plan to sin, because there is mercy, there is forgiveness, there is grace after all.
Don't abuse it.
Yeah, but once you've sinned, don't condemn yourself. Yeah, God, he's an amazing God. He loves us unconditionally. So don't look down upon you, no matter what you have done. Like God, kuna tu venye, he turns his Olo Goboro. You know that song? Oh God, these guys are young. There's a song that goes, Olo Goboro, he's turning things around for my good. Yes, around, yeah. By
this one doesn't know.
Oh, this one doesn't know.
Oh, now you've ganged up again.
This one is for Justin Bieber.
Yo.
Yeah, so there is hope. I am a living testimony. And whether you're a single mother, you have been in drugs, you've made bad decisions, there is hope. Don't give up on yourself. Yeah, and there's someone for you.
Speak to someone who's stuck in a situation. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be pregnancy, but it could be that.
Yeah.
Probably they are alone, wameachwa kwa mataa, you know, kikevo,
Kifetero kiesu.
No, and they don't know what to do. Another one is probably in a situation, probably just caught up in a situation that they actually got themselves into, but they don't know how to get out of it.
Yeah.
Speak to them, I don't know, how to probably walk out or what to do.
Yeah.
If you're caught up in a situation that you don't know how to navigate around now that you have been there, and even the one that you have not been in, I believe by now you have enough wisdom to be able to navigate around.
Amen.
A well of wisdom.
Oh, asanteni for that. So I always say everyone has a choice. There are people who say, you know, I'm stuck with this man. We've been dating for long. You're still single. No.
It's depressing.
It's depressing, but it's the truth. You know, I always say everyone has a choice to make. Especially in terms of relationships. No one can be stuck with a man. If he threatens you, there are people you can report. There are authorities. Like, you always have a choice. It's a choice.
That you can.
There are women who are even being beaten, men being beaten. They're not even married.
But that's true even in campus. Are you telling me about that?
About?
Someone was telling me a story about how their friend in campus used to get beaten by the boyfriend.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're there. Why? Because they have decided to. Because at that point, they are not even your husband. Even your husband should not beat you.
But you know, sometimes you think, me, if I lose this boyfriend, like you said, you're like, hey, man.
You are scared.
Someone else like
And fear is a liar. Fear is a liar. You're scared you'll not get someone else. You're scared you'll not get a better job. You're scared you'll never have a good life. So fear makes us stagnate. And there are many ways. And I think the rule of my life, in every situation, I always say, Rawder, when you don't know the direction, or you can't hear God, or you feel stuck, it means you're not close enough to God. Because if you are very close, you will hear. He's always speaking. So ni wewe uanze kurudi.
Do you listen?
Ukitoka, ukienda mbali umsikii. So you are very far. Start coming back. And the more you come back, you find out where you are stagnated, where you're not finding that job. Maybe God wants you to create a job instead. He's been talking, but you've been busy applying and sending emails, you know. So whatever situation you are stuck in, you know, you just need to get close to God and hear. There's just a way. I think, there's just a way. When you're close to God, he directs you and tells you what to do. But there are things that it just needs you to take your phone and block someone. kuna tu zile practical.
And that's what I wanted
Like, you know,
to talk about. It's not all passive, but I'm just I'm just now waiting for the next. There's something you can do.
There's something you can do. Stuck on pornography and masturbation. Then you're watching those movies.
Tupa Remis.
Tupa. Seriously, venye Remis naturembesha uso.
I know, right?
Watu wanaitumia kwa njia zingine.
Hatujaongea sana, ni hiyo tu.
Yes. You are stuck there and you know very well, it's their Remis. Tupa. You know very well it's that side. Stop going there. You know very well it's that room. Company. Be with people. You know, there are practical things you need to do. Yeah. So usikae tena ukisema tu Rawder alisema we pray. There's someone who was testifying that they were in a prayer and fasting center masturbating. They went there to pray. She's actually a pastor. By the way, nitamwambia kuja hapa aongelee hiyo story. She is very, by the way, I'll tell you about her. Nitamleta Disi Jas because she has an amazing story of how now unaweza toka in that place of being stuck.
Prayer center pale kunaitwaje?
Alienda Katoloni. Alienda Katoloni kuomba Mungu amsaidie aache kumasturbate. Ameenda huko amejipata peke yake kwa room. Si ndio hiyo?
So people don't actually think ladies masturbate, but that's another.
I think ladies masturbate more than men.
They actually do. Endelea.
What do we know?
As holy as you are, what do you know? So in Christ there is no stuck situation. That is what I believe. You can. It's not a permanent situation. It's just a season. It's a season. It will come. It will go. Maybe you are single, trusting God for a spouse, or you're looking for a job. It's a season. Don't give up. But if there are these struggles, the chains, this is my sexual nini. These things, there are practical things you need to do, and then another practical thing is hakuna venye kuna mwingine pia alisema alikuwa na masturbate na melala na Bible. So but the deeper you get, ukijua ni nini, but there's always something that triggers you. There's always, and I know there's one who also said this is how they came out. They became like, you fall today, I'm not giving up. I masturbated in the morning, but I'm not going to listen to the devil. I'm going to church. I will still go. You know, the devil will tell you, go. Yes, I did something wrong, but I am going to church. But I'm reading the word. The more you do that, they say, the Bible says you fall down 7 times, you still rise up again. So hiyo ndo inapea mtu your psyche. Akasema there's a time she was now so close to God that sin was so disgusting.
Wow.
Like anafikiria masturbation and like how can I even do that?
That's actually true.
Sindio?
I think they're closer because sin is like the devil's way of just doing it away from you.
Yes. Anakuambia ulilala wapi jana na unaenda church. Kaa nyumbani.
Hizo mikono unainua ulikuwa
unafanyia nini nazo?
Jana huko ulikuwa Jerusalema, lakini ni Jerusalema.
Yes, that voice ndio inafanya mtu anabaki hapo ana masturbate mpaka masturbation inaisha. Anatafuta kitu kingine. You know, now looking for now a man and all that, because the devil wants you to stay there, to be stuck there. But there's always a way out. Hakuna nini inaitwa addiction, God haezi break.
Lakini tusiblame devil sana. Tuseme wewe kitu.
Usiblame devil na unaenda kwa website ya porn.
Akublaming devil. Listen tuko na issues.
Tunasema ni shetani.
So there's a lot, there's a personal responsibility.
Yes.
When getting in and also when getting out.
Yes. But getting in is easier than getting out, right? It's very easy. Ukitaka kwanza, mimi sijaivuta sigara but mimi waambiwa nilivuta nikiwa class 5.
Ni dhambi sigara? Nauliza tu.
What it makes you do?
Sigara ifanya kitu. You're not talking from experience. I'm just saying.
Now if the problem comes, this is what I've had. It's a joke, yes, but kuna mtu anakutake very serious. Trying to put sigara. Like alcohol. I actually had this conversation with my daughter and niece. You know them, they are 13, 17. So they're like, mbona tusisikize Justin Bieber? Shida iko wapi? You know, there are those kinds, you know. Willy Paul ameokoka. Si aliimba sijui nini. So you really need to explain. So like when a person is drunk, then maybe it's a family man. Pesa ya school fees, responsibilities zake zote ameacha, he's not committed to his marriage because pesa ni sigara, pesa ni, it's what they make you do. Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
Tumeongea sana.
But thank you. So thank you so much, Rawder, for coming.
I am
For sharing this
honored.
beautiful story, for the energy, for the honesty.
I am honored.
So yeah, story najua mmefurahia. Mmefurahia.
Hata sisi tumefurahia.
Hata si bado tumefurahia.
Hata mimi nimefurahia kuwa hapa.
And thank you for gracing us with your presence. The mighty, wonderful.
Ona huyu.
Manzetu tulikuwa na
Shwari.
celeb on set.
Shwari.
Thank you.
Celeb ni nyinyi. Asante.
Sasa baadaye kuhost kwa yako sasa.
Pia si
Mine is for
0 years of
women.
marriage, eh?
Mine is for women.
Yours for women.
Eh.
Basi kwani women si they date men, kwani they date.
You should do something for boy child. Me, I'm concentrating on girl child.
Yeah, it's okay, but you know now culture pia nataka perspective ya men.
Amen. Ni sawa. I mean, so kuna venye.
Tutaorganize your story. 0 years of
0 years of
Ama
marriage.
negative.
Negative. Mkikuja kwa show yangu, alafu muachane. Sitoi.
Itakaa hapo.
So mkikuja ni confirmation.
Watakuja ni confirmation.
Cause mmekataa kunijibu.
Tutaanza na the wave.
Mtaanza na leo.
Show for single people. Tutese huko tutese. Si yako na shafi ya marriage. Sisi tutakuwa tumemaliza. Sasa unataka kufunga aje?
Na tuko karibu kumaliza.
I'm honored and humbled. Asanteni sana.
Yes.
Aha.
Karibu sana. So that's it. But we requested that she does an extra segment with us. We've been talking so much about single women.
Oh yeah.
And about single people. So we wanted we just do a special segment, not very long.
Yeah.
But talking to single people, and especially the mistakes that single people do while dating, or rather, what are the things that we should not do while dating.
Okay.
I feel like Jasmine needs a lot of that advice.
Jasmine needs a lot. Even because I'm a sanguine, I even wrote down so that I don't forget.
Sawa. So we'll do that after this.
Okay.
Sawa.
Yes, guys,
So
thank
that's
you.
what we'll be doing next.
Thank you for staying here.
Yeah.
Thank you for staying tuned. Thank you. If you haven't
People are doing this.
subscribed,
Please do so. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. You know, it takes a lot. You know, I also have a channel. It takes a lot to record and all that. Now, sometimes unaendanga tu kwa channel ya mtu weni kuwatch tu. The support they are requesting is just your subscription. So that they reach more people and they can even be able to grow their channel. Please, so usiwatch tu na unaende. Subscribe. It's free. Na hata hakuna utachajiwa Gmail. Ni free.
Subscribe, guys.
Please do.
And thank you for this love.
Yeah, but they're so far so good. Me, like we said, we were just waiting for 7 subscribers. so far.
7.
Initially, when we had a big dream.
Oh.
We just wanted to share.
Your siblings.
The day I woke up and we saw it was 500.
Hey, glory to God. And if you have many Gmail accounts, you have a work ones, ya nani, subscribe with all of them. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, guys, we'll see you in the next episode. Stay tuned. Bye-bye.